Hey y'all, I'm sorry. I don't know what just happened. Oh, I know what happened. Hey. Sorry about that. For those of you that have joined just a few minutes ago, I don't know what happened to my sound, but we are back. Um, and we're going to dive right into this conversation. Before we do that, I am your girl Tanisha Shanae, Miss Inspiration. I thank you for being here. Whether you're watching live on the replay, you on Facebook, you're on my Facebook business page, or you are right here on YouTube. I will say Facebook, this video might not stay up for a long time. Okay, Facebook. So I am going to make sure that in the chat you get the YouTube link because all my lives are staying up on YouTube. And I definitely would love for you to join me over in my YouTube community. So last week we were here and we were talking about this poll that I saw on LinkedIn, right? So there was a poll on LinkedIn and the creator posted, do you have a side hustle? Is your salary enough? Or do you wish you had a side hustle? So last week's video, I'm going to put the link for that video in the description on YouTube so you can go ahead and watch that. Do recommend that you watch that video. But we started to talk about like what happens to the people that need to make more money, right? I actually, y'all know me, I'm always research. I don't want people thinking that I'm doing this out of my own personal opinion, but I'm doing this and I'm having these conversations because I want us to understand that there are people out there who are currently working a full-time job and these are people outside of their means, right? So I want to just make sure that we're fully understanding that there are a lot of individuals who are going to work but and they're still not making enough to survive. They're still not after they rent. They're still not making enough money to maybe buy groceries, to put gas in their tank. Okay, so I don't want people to get this illusion that we're talking about people that just can't buy a Gucci bag or they can't buy a Chanel bag. They can't buy a Coach bag. No, we're talking about individuals that are out here like literally still trying to make it from paycheck to paycheck. Those are the individuals that we're talking about. So last week's video, I challenged them, whoever was here with me, I asked them, I want you to think of different ways that you can make additional money, right? And so I'm sorry, I'm trying to invite the people and I'm going to put the link also in in Facebook. So give me 1 second. Hopefully everyone is doing well. You are doing great. I'm doing well. I'm doing great. And actually, today's conversation, hopefully everyone is doing right. So, Facebook, I'm right now putting the link for my YouTube channel. This way, you can go to YouTube when this video is no longer available on Facebook. You'll be able to go to YouTube, watch the replay, and watch all of my other content over there. So, let's get back to the topic, right? So, last week's conversation, I was speaking about, I gave them homework. First, I said to share this video with 5 other people. I hope those people did that. And I want you to do the same thing. So before we dive into this, share this with 5 people. We all know someone out there. We know a community of people that are, like I said, they're hard workers. They are really out here trying to make a life for themselves, for their family. And no matter how hard they work, they're getting stuck, right? I'm not claiming a recession. I'm not speaking those words. However, the reality is companies are still doing layoffs. Right before I went live, I saw that someone, Meta, did another layoff today or yesterday. So these things are just happening, right? So we can't technically stop this from happening. No matter how many skills you have, no matter how awesome you are, no matter if you go to work every single day, if you're on time, you stay late, if a company has to make these changes, they're going to make these changes, right? And so what you have to learn how to do is how to master how to make more money, right? And for some people, you just need to make an extra $50 a month. Extra $50, let's say not even a month, an extra $50 every 2 weeks. An extra $50 every 2 weeks could help you get gas for work, or can put money towards a new Metro card for you to get to work. All right. Or you might need an extra $500 a month, right? These are realities that I want us to put in our minds. I'm not talking to the people that have already restructured their lives. They don't do anything fancy. They're like, I'm living within the means that I have. They have moved to cities where they make less money and the cost of living is less. I'm not speaking to you. I'm speaking to those that are, no matter whether you're in Nebraska, you are in Atlanta, New York, or Miami. You're working, you're busting your butt, you're working hard, you're being diligent, you're doing all the things that society has told you to do. And when you need that extra money to put towards your light bill, put that gas in that tank, you can't go to your job and say, hey, I need overtime. I'm talking to you. Okay. So I just had to set this tone because I think so often people jump into these comments and they're like, well, I make a way. And that's beautiful. I love that for you. I do. However, that's not the case for 40% of Americans. So I want you to think about 10 different ways that you can make money. And I was hoping that some of the people that were here last week would have been here, but that's okay because, as always, confirmation, God will always confirm your word and he will confirm my teachings. I got a phone call today from someone who was started off as a coworker, became a friend, was a client at one time, and this conversation came up. And again, so many times people fail to realize that even if you're making six figures, sometimes you still don't have enough money to do the things that you truly want to do, such as buy a house, right? Buy a condo, right? Because so many people here buying a house and they just always think of a house with a roof. Okay, everyone doesn't want that. But some people want to buy something that they can call their own, where they can do what they want to do. They want to paint their walls a certain color. They want to do that. When you are in a rental, you can't necessarily do that. Now, I know condos, you have other rules and restrictions and all the other great stuff, but we're talking about in general, what is it that you want to do? So if you want to own a piece of something, start to establish some form of equity. And even at your six-figure job, you don't have this ability. So the first thing I want, and I ask everyone to do, is write down 10 different ways that you can start making extra money, right? And I also encourage everyone to go through your app store. I have an Apple, and you can actually, I'm going to do this right here on live. You can actually go to the app store and you can put make money, right? And some of you gonna probably be like, oh God, here she go. She gonna tell everybody to go get Uber Eats. No, I'm not. Now again, some people need $10, some people need $20, some people need $100. Now every app is not gonna be created equal. So you have to kind of navigate and go through. But there are apps on here, and I'm not talking about the apps where you have to like play games to make money. That is a way. I know people out there that's getting a lot of Amazon gift cards, and them gift cards is paying for some groceries, okay? So don't sleep on that if you have the time. But I'm not a gamer and I don't have the time for that. But there are ways, and you probably have heard it, you can still make money like with surveys and polls and stuff like that. Now, I actually did make, I had stopped it after I got my first $20, but there was a website. It wasn't an app. There was a website, and I will put it in my description. So you come back to the description on YouTube, you'll be able to see. So you can just do like surveys and you'll get points. And I was able to like redeem them for Amazon. So like the other day when I did put my order in for Amazon, I had Amazon gift card credit and I was able to use that. But that was like $20, right? But $20 for someone, if they have the time on their lunch break, you come home, you don't have anything else to do, you can sit here and do surveys, and you can make some extra money. And I would say that takes you about like 2 weeks if you're kind of consistent with it. I stopped it, but there are. So some of the apps that I personally have used to make easy money. One of the apps, I want you guys to write this down. It is called Field Agent. Field Agent. Field Agent is an app where you pretty much do like product testing. Now, you're probably saying like, what's product testing? When I say product testing, I mean literally, you can go into like BJ's. You ever seen what we all see? Go to BJ's, they have like the Duracell battery display. They'll sometimes pay you $5 to $10 to just go into BJ's, take pictures of that Duracell display. That would take you. Now, I won't lie to y'all, because BJ's is a warehouse store. You do have to separately go to all of the ones in the store. But again, if you're already food shopping, if you food shop in BJ's, this is the app that you do want to actually use. And I'm going to show you my earnings. So when I was using this, I started to use this in 2021. I don't use it as much, but I do share with like my clients, my students, especially the ones that's like, Miss, I need cash. Like, I need some cash, and I'll go on the app with them, and we'll look at the area that they're living in. And some areas have a lot of gigs. So at the end of 2021, I made $165 from just this app. And I would say $10 of that was a referral. I'm sorry, guys. And there you might hear my neighbor. She's kind of loud, but whatever. We're not focusing on that. But $5 gigs, $1 gigs. And I'm going to read y'all some of the gigs, like the actual gigs, because I want you to get an understanding, like, what is she talking about? Like, what kind of gigs am I doing? So they have where you can do real estate audits. So typically when if you go on Zillow and you see a home for foreclosure and you only see pictures of the outside, someone using the app like Field Agent went to their house and took those pictures outside of the person's house. They did not go inside. They did not go in their property. They did not go in the gate. They just stood outside of the house on the sidewalk and took a picture. And those gigs are anywhere from $5 to $7. The ones that are showing up right now, I am in New York. We have them in Inwood, New York, which is, I think it's Inwood. Inwood is in Manhattan. Okay. Elizabeth, New Jersey. So my Jersey people, there's one for you. And then there's like Newark out in Long Island, Pelham, Dobbsbury. So there's a lot of different easy ways. Now, if you're driving, you can definitely do this. Now, at the ones that I've done, they were like within 3 miles from my house. So I always plan, and I'll do it first thing in the morning. And when I did this, I was also doing Uber Eats. So I would go to a high populated area. I will look, oh snap, there's a picture. They need something. No one's grabbed it. I'm grabbing it, take the pictures, and then I'll turn back on my Uber Eats. And I was doing Uber Eats. I think I explained the audits. So again, sometimes they want you to go to a supermarket, right? Stop and Shop. The supermarket, there's actually a supermarket 0.86 miles away from my house, right? And they want you to get 8 pictures of a particular product. They would give you the barcode. This is actually looking for an advertisement, right? They want to see an advertisement playing on the customer's on the screen. That seems pretty easy, right? This one pays $3.70. Now, the beautiful part about it is that if you do have time and the jobs are not too far out, so like there are some of them that are like, some stores are very near one another. So like there's 2 stores here that are only 0.01 mile away from each other. So they're probably like a block away from each other. I would recommend someone trying to get both of them, right? So this way you'll make double the money. Sometimes they will have it where oh man, I was just at JFK. I could have did a JFK order. See, I wasn't even paying attention. See, I missed $12. I played myself because I definitely was at JFK. But you know, when you live and you learn. And so yeah, they had things like that. So if you're going on a trip, I should have checked this when I was leaving out, but I didn't. That was my bad. And then sometimes they have like product review. So this is a very easy app. Some of them they will ask you to purchase the product and they will reimburse you. So I like this app. Like I said, sometimes it's a hit or miss. When I went to Myrtle Beach, they had quite a few of them, but they were not a whole bunch of them. I'm still looking. Oh, now this is the one that I racked up. This is called iSpy, and this is where they want you to identify the item. They're going to give you the barcode, the UPC, and then they want you to take pictures of it. Now, I remember there's a small supermarket across the street from my house. One day before I started work, I saw that they had three, and they were each $5, right? So three. I'm going across the street. I'm finding the products. I'm taking the pictures. I made $15. Literally, as I was crossing the street to go back to my house, I did a refresh. They added another one. I turned my butt back around and I went back and I got that other one. And that took me about 10 minutes to do all four of those products because you have to kind of look. If you are a shopper, you know what I'm talking about. You got to look and make sure that the barcodes and everything adds up. So this was good for me that I was able to, like, the first time that I do it. And I will on YouTube, I will put the link to those videos because I did capture it because again, I want people in my community, I want people that follow me. I don't want you to think that I'm out here just telling you something that I have never personally tried myself. So this is the reason why I do record and I put it out there so that you can see, like, all right, so she's being really legit about it. Okay, so that is something that you can do. Again, this is really good if you just need a couple of bucks, put some gas in your tank, or you need lunch money. You know, again, everyone struggles a little bit different, right? Everyone is not struggling to the point where they can't pay their rent, but some people are struggling to where they can't buy groceries or they can't put enough on the adequate amount of gas in their tank. So you got to just understand there's different levels to a need that people have. Now, yes, you can go out there and do Uber Eats, DoorDash. Some people don't want to do that because, you know, you got to deal with the people, you got to deal with the orders. A whole bunch of people out here complaining about people not tipping. Let me tell y'all something. The one thing that I do, I believe in the power of prayer. I believe that anytime that I allow God to be a part of that process, and this is not a religious thing, things would shift and they would change. I also believe what you give out is what it comes back to you. If you are a person that orders Uber Eats and DoorDash and Grubhub, if you don't tip, I'm sorry. You can't be out here expecting people to tip. And even if you only tip $1, right? Because you never know when you're going to be on the receiving end of that situation. So $1 can mean something to someone. And, you know, you can do more, absolutely. But when I was out here doing Uber Eats and DoorDash, every time I got in that car, I was like, Lord, one, protect me, be with me, make sure that I'm good, make sure I'm covered. But two, place it on these people's heart to, you know, be a little generous and to tip. And three, make sure that these restaurants are ready with these orders, because that's honestly what causes people to get frustrated, because sometimes these restaurants move extremely slow and you show up. See, they don't like to tell that side of the story, but Tanisha like to tell that story. Sometimes you would show up to a restaurant and they're the ones that are pressing the button saying the order is ready, right? So now the delivery person is getting the prompt and the person who's closest is going to get the order. So that means that if you're telling the system this order is ready and I come and I show up and now I have to wait for you to make the order, I'm not doing it. Like, I sometimes, and I will communicate that with the customer, because I don't want the customer to think that, oh, you know, something happened, or I'm just being shady, or I just don't want to help. No, this restaurant, I showed up, I waited 5 minutes, your order's still not ready. They don't have an ETA. I'm sorry, I have to leave. And I will end the conversation and I will pass on that order. So that's the reason why I'm not a huge fan, but I do like to do Uber Eats like in the morning, right? Uber Eats is my thing. Saturday morning, I don't mind doing the IHOP runs, running to McDonald's. I don't mind. Those people are a little bit generous. They could have been coming from the club. They could have just came in from work. They want to feed their kids and they're kind of tired. So they'll throw a little extra dollars and I would just do that. So I would say you do that, caution at your own risk. Stay prayed up. And if you don't have a car, check and see if your market, and when I say your market, your city, if they offer, well, if you live in a walkable area, like a walkable city, you can see if they offer Uber Eats for walking. DoorDash does not do it, but Uber Eats does, especially like in New York City. I think LA, you can walk to do deliveries. You're not going to make as much money, but again, if you need a couple of extra bucks, these are things that you can do, right? So if you did not write on your list using the app of making extra money, then I definitely encourage you to write that down. I gave you one app that you literally, if you are a food shopper, if you're the person that's going shopping for your family, please go out there and try it. See what you can get. Like I said, it doesn't hurt to look. You can put some extra money. And the person who actually told me about that app was a pilot. So that goes to show you, and like he said, he wasn't doing it because he needed the money. He was just like, he does a lot of the shopping himself. So he was like, when he realized there was an app out there, and like he's going to Dollar Tree and Dollar General and ShopRite, and he noticed that this app was going to pay him to do a couple of gigs while he was there. He was like, why not? Okay, so if a pilot can do it, you can do it as well. Now, the one thing that I do want you to start thinking about is, what services could you provide? Now, you're probably saying, well, Tanisha, what do you mean what services can I provide? We all can provide a service. And so I always say, think about the one thing you can teach me. I am a lifelong learner, so I always believe that someone can be out here and they can teach me something. Do you know how to put on makeup? Guess what? I don't. So you can do an in-person class in your house. You can do a virtual class on Zoom, and you can charge people $5, right? People will pay, right? And if you don't believe me, because again, I want you to do market research. Go on Eventbrite and look at the virtual classes, just to get an understanding, an idea of what kind of classes are being available for online. And Eventbrite will open up your eyes to see that there is a market for everyone. Now, you don't have to be out here selling $500 courses. Now, if you feel like your skills are that talented and you do have the audience for it, and they're willing to pay you $500, then go ahead. I have nothing against that. The more money you can make, the faster, even better. But a lot of us don't have that. So we do have to kind of start, small. But what I don't want you to do is don't undervalue yourself. So if you're doing like an online class, you don't have to do as low as $5, right? Some people do, right? I know someone who just did a 2-day webinar and they charged $20. And in my opinion, that course was worth a couple of about $5,000-$10,000 because of the amount of information and the wealth of information that they was providing. So you have to kind of decipher, do people want to really need this? And I feel like we all need something. So you have to kind of figure that out. If you want to test it out, test it out, $5. Right? An online course to me is always the easiest. It's the less riskiest because you're online. Like the most that you're doing is maybe paying for a Zoom account. But I am willing to work with anyone that wants to maybe try it out. You don't have a Zoom account, because the free Zoom account, you only get 40 minutes. And excuse me, 40 minutes is nothing. That 40 minutes can go real fast. Look at me. I've been online right now for 25 minutes. This is only, we're not even halfway through. So I would say, if you see the link, and for those of you that are on Facebook, you're seeing this, but I do have a limited spot for lifestyle coaching. So if you are looking to create that lifestyle, we can work together to put together this plan for you of whatever kind of course. And you can purchase that. And one of the benefits is, if you do not have a full Zoom access, I will make sure that you have access to it. And if you need training, I have done Zoom training. You will get access to that Zoom training. YouTube, hang tight. You will get the link put into the description so you can get that offer as well. And we can definitely see how we can work together to get you prepared, especially if you want to go the service route. And when I say service, the class route. So if you want to teach something, right? So yesterday I did a small demo on Excel. At least 3 people were like, well, do you teach Excel? Like, do you do this independently? And it reminded me, I have not put out an Excel course in so long. Now, I know some people are like, well, computers online is kind of difficult. I prefer to be in a class. The problem with that is that a lot of people don't want to pay for that, right? Renting out a computer lab is not the cheapest thing in the world, because there's a lot of insurance, because God forbid one of y'all break their computers. That person who's hosting it has to pay for that. Now, if I wouldn't mind doing it in person, Excel, or, whatever Microsoft product, or even any of the software, and we can just rent out a space. Everyone brings their own laptops. But now we have to make sure that everyone has access to the same software. So that's kind of where I have the issue, because some people will have a Mac, some people will have a PC, and they actually differ. And they do that on purpose, because Mac and PC were at one time, I mean, they're still competitors, but they never, like, if anyone knows, Microsoft never wanted their products on a Mac. So they have intentionally created the Microsoft products for Mac to look completely different. So that actually makes the class 10 times longer and slower, because now I got to show you both sides of it. I got to show you the Mac, I got to show you the Windows. It's not impossible, but it is something that I tell people, be mindful of. So I do want y'all to just kind of think about that. So if you are interested and you are like, hey, I want to learn it, if you can get 10 people, we can rent a room and just go from there. Maybe not a computer lab. Everyone brings access to their own PCs. Then we could possibly work and make that happen. Other than that, I'm only doing online, live, instructor led. That means that you have access to ask me questions. I could stop. I give you the resources. So now you can do a class setting, or you can do one-on-one. Now, I have been very successful with doing one-on-one trainings, because those are typically the people that really want the help. So whether you're teaching makeup, guitar lessons, knitting, like I said, there's a lot of, I want y'all to just think about, go on Groupon, go on Craigslist. There are people out here doing all sorts of classes, and these are one-on-one classes. There's even singing lessons. And see, some of y'all probably saying, well, that happened because of COVID. No, it didn't. Some of this stuff was happening before COVID. Okay. So I want you to get outside of your own head. Stop creating all of these narratives. I want you to remind yourself, you have a financial need, right? You have a financial need. Some of you are fitness instructors, and you can teach a virtual class. Do you know how many people are teaching virtual fitness classes? And I mean, they're charging some bucks. I know someone that 3 weeks ago sent me an invite to join, and they was talking about $700 for live fitness classes. And I mean, granted, they had I think it was 4 days a week for an hour, but baby, $700? I don't know what kind of money they thought I made. And I appreciated that they thought I made that kind of money to even offer an invitation. But we're not there yet. Not for no $700. But I know the person. I know the quality of their work. I worked with them in the past, but I ain't paid $700. Okay. So some of you can do that as well. I've done it before, right? I've done virtual classes with just this phone right here. I'm not without this particular phone, but with my iPhone, I set it up. I'm working with my client and I'm showing them the workouts and I'm doing the workouts with them. And you can also do that again with Zoom. You can do that with Google Meets. There's so many different ways that you can do this. You can do this on Facebook. You can create a Facebook group and everyone signs up, and you can maybe even do like a class and say, every Saturday, $5, or you can make it $15 for the month, right? So there's different ways. Again, you have to start putting yourself out there. And I know that it's very difficult because so often we don't want to put a price tag on the things that that the people in your community need. But unfortunately, people in our community, they have a need, and yes, you don't have to charge $700. But you also want to make sure that you are getting something for your time, because a lot of you are going to be putting a lot of time, right? So the same way that you're not going to go to work and just work for free, right? I just want you to be mindful of that, because so many times society and social media will make you feel bad. And they'll be like, well, so-and-so, they do it for free. Kudos to so-and-so, right? But I could also tell you 5 other people that are not doing it for free. And when you go into their sessions, they got 20 to 50 and sometimes 100. There's a person on Instagram. They do it every day. You got to catch it live. And in order for you to get the replay, you got to pay. And they be having like 100 people. Right. And now, Instagram has subscriptions. So you can do that as well if you have that level on Instagram. Now, the last thing is, and I will be doing, if you want to stay connected with me, send me an inbox on Facebook or on Instagram. I'm going to be doing a series of webinars, right? And I'm only going to charge $30 for the entire compilation. I should have downloaded. So I have an ebook for y'all. So whoever gets that, they're going to get the ebook. The ebook has, I'm going to show y'all the cover. So this ebook is already finished. So this ebook is 5 apps to make money online now. So this is going to definitely have everything. And this is not just like Uber Eats, DoorDash, none of them is on this app. So I want y'all to know that much. So when I say I have been doing this for a long time and I've been helping a lot of people, there's a lot of gems that's going to be in that one ebook. But then those 4 workshops that I'm going to do. So I'm going to do the one workshop where we go more in depth into all the different apps that you can utilize. Then we're going to look at the service base. So you want to have a service-based business, how to start set your prices, and put your services out there. I'll give you some gems on where to market and advertise at low cost or for free, how to get other people to work with you. And there will be a bonus book that goes with that. And that's my affiliate marketing book. Okay. The third webinar, which is going to actually be the first webinar. First webinar is just renewing your mindset, right? So getting you away from pricing yourself from what your job is currently paying you to paying yourself what you value yourself at, or what the service itself. Believe it or not, there are a lot of people out there who are working in industries so think about cashiers. There are cashiers at supermarkets, Dollar Tree, but there are also cashiers at high-end stores like Gucci and Saks Fifth, right? They're all cashiers, but they're all getting paid different. So supermarket and Dollar Tree could be getting paid minimum wage, but the same cashier can go to Gucci and get paid, I think it was $30 an hour. And then sometimes they get commission, right? So you have to realize that it's not industry standard, right? Everyone who's a cashier is not getting paid the same amount of money. So you have to renew your mindset, and you have to say, you know what? Nah, I can charge $25 an hour, right? So we're going to talk about that. So that's going to be the third webinar, but that's going to be the first webinar. And then the fourth one is going to be how to create digital products. Now, I had a lot of people reach out to me about that even a while ago, and I've been really dragging my feet, and I'm so sorry, but I know that is something people want to know how to make digital products. Digital products is my milk and butter, right? I make digital products. I have ebooks. I have ebooks for days. Um, I don't have it with me, but the journals that are currently on Amazon, I have two journals. No, I have several journals on Amazon that make me money every month, right? And I created those journals using Canva, using Microsoft Word, using Google Docs, and I just format them. So that's what that webinar. That webinar by itself is really worth like $80 because I go really deep into it, and I'm even going to give you templates for that. So that is going to be a whole bunch. So for the first 50 people, it's going to be $29. And then after the first 50 people, it'll just be $49. You will get access to all four of those workshops. Okay. Whether you stay for the full session, whether you attend live, you will get access to all the recordings. You will get access to two of the ebooks, the one that I just showed you, the 5 apps that you can use. And then you also get the affiliate marketing one as well. And for the last one, for the last workshop with the digital products, I will give you some templates that you can actually get started. Like you can, like literally during that workshop, you are going to be creating or starting your own digital product. Okay. So I hope to have that all finalized where you can like sign up, register. We're not going to start that until April because I want to give people some time to sign up. It's March 16th. So I want to give people some time to sign up. So I will be talking more about it. I'll be going live and talking about it because I want a good amount of people to be a part of that entire teaching series. And again, it's going to be 4 different workshops, and you will get access. So it's 4 workshops, one price. Now I will have it where if you just want to go to one class, it's going to be $20. Right? It's going to be that one class, and you get the 2 books. No matter what, everything is going to be attached to the 2 books. And these are books that I created. So you're going to actually get like real information, no fluff, information that you can actually start to use that's going to actually help to benefit you. So again, I want you to keep having this conversation with yourself. Like, how can I make some extra money? How can I do this? How can I do this? And I want you to know it's a lot easier than you think, right? Some of it is like literally at your phone, right? So inbox me, pay attention to my social media. By the morning, I will probably have the link set up where you can register, you can sign up. We're going to start in April, right? But the first 50 people will get the $29 special. So again, 4 webinars, 2 ebooks, and for one of the webinars, you're going to get a actual different templates to get you started. So hopefully at the end of that webinar, you can even have like a digital product that you can start to sell yourself. And I will show you the platforms that I use to actually sell my digital products. And it's so easy to do. Okay. So I think we had a good, healthy conversation. If this has been helpful, has been good for you, definitely, drop some gems in the chat. Matter of fact, put some green hearts, right? We need the green hearts because green is for our money, right? And I want us to realize that we can make a lot of changes to our lives right now where we are. We don't have to stay where we are, okay? And if you do want that one-on-one, click on the link. YouTube, you will get access to that link in a moment, but click on that link and I'll be able to work with you one-on-one. So there's a one-on-one option. And just as a bonus, if you sign up for the one-on-one, you will get access to those webinars as well. So you don't have to buy both. Okay. So yeah, I hope this was good. Thank you for everyone that is watching. Like I said, watching live or on a replay, but I want you to really start to get your mind around how to get this started, how to get yourself from feeling stuck, from feeling like you don't have enough, that you'll never have enough, that you're never going to be enough. We're not listening to that. We're ending the first quarter strong, at least a strong mindset, and we're going to go into the second quarter and finish out the rest of the year and rest of our lives and a more stronger financial situation. No more living paycheck to paycheck, or as Dr. Lynn Richardson says, no more living paycheck to Monday. Okay, so I am your girl, Tanisha Shanae, Miss Inspiration. You guys have a good one. And again, Facebook, this is not going to be here for long. So make sure you are going over to YouTube and you're watching me and you're following me and you're subscribing to my YouTube channel, because that is where all of the lives are going to live forever. Okay. But I love you guys. Be well, be great. And I'll see you next week, Thursday. And we'll probably keep talking about this until we get to the actual first start of the webinar. But if not, God will take the conversation where he wants to take it. And all I can do is be obedient to that. But for now, we're going to stay on this topic. So meet me next week, Thursday. I was a little bit late because of technology. But next week, Thursday, on YouTube, Facebook as well, at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we continue to dive into this conversation and we talk more about lifestyle and everything about it. All right. Have a good one. I love you. Be well.